this is working. My phone can't find supported channels. Dashboard enabled. What does that mean? Something's wrong with the computer. Oh, I have one viewer. I was trying to go live from my heart. Sorry guys, I'm having a brownie. Needing a chocolate fix. Let me turn on some better light. Oh shit. 1 second. Okay. Hey Ducky. Hey Michaela. Hey Kristen. I was trying to go live earlier from my phone and it wouldn't let me. It kept saying low internet connection and then it would just shut off completely. And then when I tried to save the video to at least show if it would post to the group, it wouldn't let me. And they won't let me even post to my own fucking group, like to respond to you guys. It's really weird. I created the fucking group. I should be able to at least post there. Anyways, I'm having a brownie. How are you? And this now says can't find supported channels, dashboard enabled. I see Facebook and Karen's watching me on YouTube. Hey, Karen. So, hold on as I pig out on a brownie. And then we'll get started. We'll have some fun. Let's do some shit. Let's go cow tipping. Oh shit. Totally throwing brownie all around the room. Hold on 1 second, okay guys? Alright. Well, there's 6 of you watching. That's exciting. Let's light a candle to ask Spirit to be present. Let's set our intentions for this evening to have fun, to be inspired, for it to be informative and safe for everybody who watches. Let's also set our intentions so that any connections or cords that may be created between myself and you guys, or you guys amongst each other, that at the end of the broadcast they are released and cut free and they go back to their personal owners. We asked Archangel Michael to do that for us, and he will. So that way none of us feel sort of drained or we're carrying each other's energy or worries or upset. Let me turn down the music a little bit. It feels a little loud. And let's burn some incense, bitches! So we're gonna burn Angel's incense, which I love, and it's not named after Angel Abel's, so calm down, Angel, if you're out there. That girl. But the funny thing about this incense is it's black, even though it's called Angel's, and it makes this black plume of smoke. Do you see that? Look at how it burns. It goes like nuts. It's crazy. It's not like normal incense, but it smells really sweet. But like it'll burn like this, like for a while if you let it. Okay, so this will bring the angels to us. They're around us anyways, but this just kind of confirms. I like to think that it confirms their presence. Oh, Sister Nancy! Sister Nancy, man. Do it, man! Sister Nancy! Alright, nobody's smoking any pot. Let me get the remote control for the air conditioner. Hold on. Okay. So what do you hookers want to do? Tell me. Do y'all want to read cards? Do you want pendulum swings? What do you want? Let's do a little bit of the Agua de Rosadas. Bless ourselves in the space. Invoke God to be here. Invoke all principalities of heaven, the archangels, the ascended masters, the universal teachers. Ask them to be present, keep us safe, to preside over this live. Let it be one hell of a party. How does that sound? Am I lit enough? Maybe I need more light. Let me see. I can't find my light. It's like being a supermodel. Is that better? It's a little better. It's a little almost too much light, but whatever. Still eating this brownie. Why does it say can't find supported channels? Hey Nate Bishop, you adore me. I adore you too. Hey Angel. Oh yeah, it is named after you. Why is my chat fucking? My chat is not. Hold on. It says everybody's online, so I don't know what the problem is. That's not what I want. Oh shit, I think I fucked shit up. Hold on. Alright. My chat's not rolling correctly, guys. Is there a theme tonight or no? The theme is just to visit, have fun, get some questions answered, whatever you guys want me to do with you. If you want pendulums, if you want cards, fuck, my scrolling on my chat is not working. What is in that brownie, Dan? Nothing exciting, just walnuts, I promise. But walnuts are good for the brain, guys. They're very good for the brain. No theme, just a pop-up, exactly, Angel. I wish my Restream chat window was working correctly because I can't see your guys' chats. It shows me that there's new messages, but I have to scroll down to get them. So bear with me. Nuts are exciting, especially when they're on your chin, right, Angel? That's your favorite kind of nuts. Let me see here. 1 second. Let me do one other thing, and then we can get going here. You guys, I'm in a really good mood. I really want to manifest this fucking house in Sea Ranch. I don't know what my deal is, but I really want it to happen. Oh shit, it's not letting me type into the chat. Do you want me to restart it? I could restart the thing because something's wrong with the chat. It's not giving me your guys' messages. And it's not letting me type into the chat for some reason. And I don't understand this shit enough to know why. Alright. I'm going to stop streaming for a second and try and restart streaming and see if I have the same problem. I was having problems on my phone. It wouldn't let my phone go live for some reason. I was going to try and do it on my phone and be lazy. It seems to be working for my computer, but not my phone. It might be my internet connection. I don't know. It's Mexico internet. This brownie is fucking good. But let me... I'm pissed because I can't see your guys' messages in real time, and I can't... Maybe I can't comment because I'm in jail. Maybe. And I was wondering if that's why it wouldn't let me run a live video from my phone, is what I was thinking. It's because when I went to put it on, it would immediately say low internet connection and then cut me off. I was like, you fucks. But see, this is through Restream, so they don't necessarily know that it's me because it's coming through Restream. Hey! Oh, I don't know that it was a pick time. It's almost 7. We haven't started yet anyways, Jen. So, I'm just fucking around at this point. I'm just bored. But yeah, no theme tonight, guys. Whatever you want to do, however you want to do it. It's my opportunity to give back to you guys. Spend some time with you guys, feel a little less lonely. I want you guys to help me manifest this house in Sea Ranch, California. You guys have to see me in this house in like 2 or 3 months' time. I need you guys to see me, visualize me walking my dogs along Sea Ranch. I need you guys to go and look up videos and Google Sea Ranch. Thank you. I love this chair too. Google Sea Ranch. One of those attic buildings is where I want my office to be, where I'll shoot my videos from. One of those attic, those loft spaces. Not the one with the stairway. That will be a guest bedroom. So when any of you want to come, any of you who help me manifest that house can come and stay for free. And you can come and stay with me for weekends at a time and just relax in Sea Ranch, by the beach, by the sea. Get quiet and meditate up in your own little loft room. But in the other house will be my office, where I will do videos and readings from in the other loft. That's my plan. That's what I want. Universe, give it to me! It's the first thing I've been excited about in months, for Christ's sakes. I know, isn't it beautiful, Christian? And I want it so bad, and I can't believe it's an escrow, and it feels perfect, and I would buy it in a heartbeat if I had this. If I had the money back out of these houses in Mexico, I would totally buy it in a heartbeat. I'd get in the car with the dogs and go. I don't give a fuck. I'd sort it out once I got there. It just felt so right when I found it. I was like, oh my God, this is where I need to be. So, you guys, check out Sea Ranch and imagine me walking my 3 bulldogs in a temperate, cool climate. I looked at the air. I looked at the weather today just to see like what because here it's like fucking 95. It's 90 degrees and totally humid. Like you walk outside and your balls start sweating. There it's 62 degrees. Perfect. Like it's like San Francisco weather, which I used to love when it was like kind of temperate and cool with a little bit of fog, some wind, cypress trees, you know, like by the beach, craggy, rocky beach, hillsides, down to the water. I want to go there. I want to go there. And I want us to make it manifest. And I want us to see it happen. And I want us all to shit our pants when it happens. Myself included. Like, I want us to be... Like, this is me, like, manifesting it, right? Like, living in the dream. This is what Abraham Hicks teaches. You live in the excitement and the possibility of it and the positivity of it. And if you add 17 seconds on 17 seconds on 17 seconds, you add energy to it, and the universe joins you and makes it happen. So you guys add your 17 seconds to it. And the next thing you know, in 3 months' time or 2 months' time, I'll be sitting in Sea Ranch, broadcasting from Sea Ranch, and we'll all be shitting our pants going, how the fuck did we do that as a group? But that bitch is there. He is up in that loft. His dogs are walking along the beach. All right, anyways, enough about that. I wish this would... Hey, Jen Nicole, hi from Florida. Check my PayPal. I'm not... Who's PayPaling me? Somebody PayPal me? 1 second, folks. I don't think that I've been PayPal'd. I didn't ask for any money. Give me 1 second, guys. Let's see here. Everything's in Spanish. I'm not Mexican. I mean, not that it's wrong to be Mexican. I just don't speak Spanish, guys. Oh shit, hold on 1 second. Un momento! Oh, Kristen sent over money. Awesome, Kristen. Thank you. 1 second. All right, you guys. The little gardener guy who's come here because they're doing all this construction, he's going to mop the upstairs of the house because I have another showing tomorrow and it's covered in dust. So let me run up there with him really quick and get him started mopping. I mean, not started mopping, but give him the mop and the bucket and show him what I need him to do. And then I'll be right back. I'm sorry, you guys. And Kristen, you'll be first in line for whatever you want. Card, whatever. Talk amongst yourselves. Manifest my house. Talk about how wonderful it would be for us to have an annual gathering there of the original members of the Engelgeist group, where we would all come in the summertime to Sea Ranch, California, to meet each other and spend time. And you know that barn, that 2-car garage in the front in the picture? I'm thinking that's totally fucking convertible into guest rooms. All right, so I'll be right back. I gotta give him a mop and a bucket. Hold on. Hold on, I'll be right back, you guys. Wait, could be good. Yeah. Oh, chicken no shirt. Oh, dang. Let's get in the house. Get in the house, please. Damn it. What are you doing outside the house? You're not going to be outside the house either. Guys, get in here now. Hey, I don't let me go on. Get in the house, please. Okay. Yeah, he was with us. Yeah, we found You guys, you don't need to be tracking all that dust. I need out of Mexico, man. Okay. Alright, sorry guys. So, like, there's like an inch thick thing of dust from all of the construction work that's happening across the stairs. Like, I don't know if you can see the bottoms of my feet, but it's like disgusting. Well, that was kind of disgusting. Oh, we have new messages. Sorry, guys. 104 today. God, it's almost the weekend. How can we love this hot, humid weather? I don't understand. I've seen snow once. Sorry, that's what this is. I wonder why the fuck are my messages not... And we are back. Yes, we are, Ducky. Thank you. All right, so Kristen Ravello, what do you want? Do you want a card? Do you want, and you guys, this is free. You don't have to pay me. I mean, I love the donations, don't get me wrong. But, like, this is just me visiting with you guys and having fun. Hey, Belen. So, Kristen, do you want, like, a couple pendulum swings? Like, yes, no questions? Or do you want a card pulled? What would you like since you sent me over some money? Spellbound! See, listen. Susie and the Banshee, she's singing Spellbound. I'm putting a spell on that house. See, watch this, guys. Watch this. Watch this. All right, card. Kristen, I'll give it to you. One moment. Okay. Let's see, can I do this? I like to keep my elbow steady while I do this. Please give me a yes answer. Stop. Please give me a no answer. Stop. Will Sky Cloud in Sea Ranch fall out of escrow? That's a yes. Stop. See, I wish I had the hand camera still, because I have to hold it up too high. Okay, hold on. Okay. Will Sky Cloud fall out of escrow? Yes. Stop. Will I be able to buy Sky Cloud once it falls out of escrow? Yes. Now, I know I need to get out of Mexico in time, right? So, like, I gotta sell everything in Mexico before I can have the money to get Sky Cloud. So, stop. Please, stop. Thank you. Okay. Will I be leaving Mexico in the next few months? Will I sell the houses in Mexico in the next few months? That's an affirmative. Come on, let Dan get the house. Exactly, Kristen. Exactly. Okay. All right, wait. Stop. All right, one more question. Will the house go back into escrow with anybody else before me? That is a no. So what I'm hoping for, thank you very much, Pendulum, thank you. What I'm hoping for is that they go through their process with escrow and they get really close and then something happens. Not anything bad to them, but like they decided, oh no, this house is better, or they go somewhere better to their own highest good. And then Sky Cloud sits for a minute and I'm able to get out of Mexico and go to Sky Cloud. So manifest that for me, guys. All right, so let's do some cards for Kristen. Where are my cards, for fuck's sake? Okay. Do you have a specific subject that you want me to look at, Kristen? I can't see these new messages. This is so dumb, this chat. I don't know what is up with my computers. Hey, Nancy Jennings, how are you, honey? How's the house sale going? I hope it's still... I'm doing a pop-up tonight, so if you have any questions, if you want yes or no pendulum questions about your house sale, don't tell me anything about it yet, actually, now that I've asked. Or if you want me to pull a card on it, I can do that for you in a minute. Let me get a piece of paper and a pen just to keep everybody's names straight. Like the order that they ask in. I'm having trouble seeing the messages coming in. So if you guys are asking for cards and stuff, just be patient and I'll add you to the list as we go. Because this is only being broadcast in the group. So she says, you read me for career last time. So you can do general unless you get a feel for career. Okay, so let me do that. So we're going to do Kristen. Did somebody else ask for a card? Speak up now so I can add you to the list. Let's do the list now. Oh, there it goes, new messages. I wish this worked correctly. Yeah, they're free tonight, Nancy. I mean, unless you want to make a donation, you can. Kristen made a donation out of the goodness of her heart, but you don't have to. It's up to you. This is my moment to give back, to spend time with you guys. Nate, you want a card? All right, Nate Hanson Bishop. Jen Nicole. Hold on, slow down, guys. Now all of a sudden this thing's pumping out. Jen Nicole. Nancy Jennings. I'm just trying to take you guys in order. Renee and Pat. Hey, Pat, are you asking for a card? I see you're saying hello. Are you asking for a card? Hold on, it's going so fast now. Renee, and then Grace. Hold on, you guys. Stop. Renee, Grace, Dick Kremer, I don't know if I said that right. Pat would like a card. Jen Nicole, I added you to the list, right? I did. All right. Karen wants to know about her soulmate in Texas, so we'll add Karen to the list. Sorry, Karen. I know you asked for that earlier. I remember that now. But I'm just going to add you to the list. You're just going to have to wait, but I know you'll be patient. So Karen, and I'm going to put soulmate in Texas next to yours so I know what you're looking for. And if you guys are on the list, think about what you want your subject to be, okay? All right, so when I get to you, so right now it's going to be Kristen Ravello, then Nate Hansen Bishop, then Jen Nicole, okay? All right, so let's go with Kristen Ravello. Why so serious, Kristen? Like, I feel like, as I'm shuffling these cards, not like it's a bad way, but I feel like you're not putting up with a lot of shit right now recently, like lately. You're like, no, mama doesn't have time. Like, no, is how I kind of feel. Like, it's not necessarily impatience, but it sort of feels like you don't have a lot of time for games right now. Does that make sense? Like, it feels like you're sort of at the end of your, not the end of your rope, but the end. Andrea Maricall asked for a card. Well, I'll add her to the list, but I think I just read her, didn't I? Oh, no, that was Linda. So I'll add her to the list. Andrea Maricall. And at that point, I'm cutting the list, guys, for a moment. Let me get through these reads before I add any new people, because that can get to be too much. All right, so are you with me on that, Kristen? Yes, true. Okay, thank you. It feels like you don't have a lot of room or a lot of space for a lot of bullshit right now. You're not being mean. You're just getting things done. You're all about the business. It's like boom, 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 like keeping it clean, keeping it neat, keeping it cute. Okay. Funny thing is, the card comes in upside down. It's the Four of Wands, which is aspiration, which is, but it's inverted like this, right? And to me, there's this giant fist in here, right? And it's a Wands card, which has to do with spirit, right? So it feels to me like whatever it is that you're trying to do for yourself, I feel like it's feeling blocked, or like you're not making great headway. This card feels, because it's upside down and the fist is punching downward, it almost feels like you're frustrated in some way. Like, you know that whatever it is you're trying to achieve, something's like standing in your way. It's almost like you're almost in your own way, and you kind of know it. It's this sort of, I wouldn't call it aggressive, but maybe you are being a little bit aggressive in nature, or a little bit frustrated, like things are setting you off a little bit too easily lately. You're not your sort of like maybe easier going self, and that's affecting your energy and your aspirations of achieving the things that you want on a deeper level. Does that make sense? So it feels to me like this card can be uprighted, and we can get you to this place, because then when you upright it, you start to see other things in this card, like this gold hand that's reaching out. You start to see this Statue of Liberty. She's shining a light. She sees what she wants. This hand, this fist becomes like this strength, this like power that we're holding, like fuck the man or free the man, you know, and you get that. Before, when it's upside down, it feels like you're punching the ground, and like punching the ground isn't really getting you anywhere. It's like almost like hitting your head against a wall. So I think what we're going to do is we want to like take this card and upright it to where it gives you hope, it gives you inspiration, it gives you light, it gives you this idea that there is a possibility that what you are working towards you can get to, but like what you need to do. One second, I want to turn down the music. What you need to do is like sort of not let the little shit get to you. Because I feel like that's what's, it's funny the song is playing by Duffy. I'm begging you for mercy. Why don't you release me? And it reminds me of this. like punching against the wall, being frustrated with the small stuff, letting the small stuff get under your skin, and it's getting in the way of you getting to the bigger stuff. And that's frustrating to you. Does that make sense? And that's why when I was shuffling the cards, you felt sort of like so serious, but not in a bad way. Just like sort of like, no, I'm not putting up with any more bullshit. But it's like you're getting more bullshit because you're already focusing on the fact that you're not going to put up with the bullshit. Does that make sense? Are you with me on that? I don't know if that is hitting home with you, but I think that this can be uprighted and you can aspire to bigger and greater things. You have the strength. This card represents a lot of strength. It represents the aspiration and the spiritual strength to sort of work really hard towards getting what it is that you want. So this could, you said, like read generally, but also if there's an emphasis on career, to go with that. I think that this could apply to your career, but this could also apply to other things in your life, be it like, you know, relationships, friendships, just things that you want in your life that you might be feeling like you're struggling against, or that are maybe getting under your skin or annoying you a little bit. Stop focusing on that annoyance. Stop begging for mercy and release yourself, like Definitely singing in the background. I'm waiting to find out about a job, so I'm kind of in limbo until I hear back, and I'm totally trying not to get in my head and telling myself, no girl, you did great, you got this. I think you did do great, and I think that that card represents that you have the strength to have done great, but I have a feeling that there's this part of you that's getting sort of caught up in the small details that are like annoying you. So I just want to hear back and I'm totally just like, tell me already. There's that fist going down, haha. Right, but see, you're imbuing that energy of that frustration. I'm like, tell me already, I want to know. Relax. If you feel that you did all right, relax and just let it come to you. Upright that fist and know that you've got power. You're strong, you did it. This is what you want. Aspire to it, have it, own it. Yes, you might have to wait for them to come and bring it to you, but just don't let the amount of time, there's probably a million reasons why they're busy. And here's the thing, if they call you and they say, sorry, we've given the job to somebody else, that means you got to take heart or soul in the fact that there's something better for you out there. There's something that suits you better, or that's for your higher good, and that it wasn't intended to be in the first place. But if they're just taking their sweet time because they're busy, and they call you next week and say, hey, Kristen, we want to hire you, fucking get on it, girl. Like, you've got it. You've got the strength, you've got the aspiration, you've got all of that. It just feels like right now you're choosing to focus on the annoyance of having not heard yet. So then you're letting that seep into the energy, and then you're going like, God, I wish they would call already. And then it's getting like, and that's when the fist turns upside down and starts feeling like it's hitting the ground and not making headway. Frankie says, relax. I'm going to buy this shirt and live by it. I'm all for it. Frankie does say relax. And just know, it's easier said than done, right? Because we're talking about career, we're talking about money, we're talking about all those things that come along with our careers. But, it is really about how you approach it and what sort of area, like how you hold it in your heart or in your space. And if you hold it with regard and respect and love, it's going to bring you back regard and respect and love, right? Even if you don't get the job. If you don't get the job, you have to shift into this place of knowing that there's something better for you out there. There's something else that's higher planned for you, that your God wants for you more. And so don't sweat it. If it's meant to be, it will happen. And if it's meant to be, it'll happen in right timing, right? There might be a period of why you haven't heard from them just yet for some reason. Maybe you might need some time before you go in there, or you might get in there and find out that this job is a real pain in the ass. And you'll find yourself 6 months from now going, fuck, I wish I had a break. So enjoy this time while you can, because if you get this job, you might find yourself wanting some free time. So I wish you the best, and I think that the aspiration card says that you have the option and possibility for having the best. It's just right now you're kind of looking at it through an inverted way, and it's creating frustration for you. And that frustration will taint the rest of the situation, so don't let it. All right. Next one is Nate Hansen Bishop. You're welcome, Kristen. Thank you. Nate Hansen Bishop, are you here? And do you want pendulum or do you want a card? If you want a card, I need to know just like a single line subject. Oompa Loompas are playing from what is it? Not Charlie Chaplin in the Chocolate Factory. Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory. Finances for Nate Hansen Bishop. Okay, finances. Nate. Okay, so there's a little bit of forcing that's happening here. Let's see what your card is. It feels like the energy on the cards wants to come together, but you're forcing it in some way. Like there's this moment where the cards kind of stop midway, and then I have to push a little bit harder. I'm not exactly sure what that is. So your card is the Four of Crystals, which is logic. And this is an interesting card because this card can sometimes come off as being both positive and negative. Logic is something we always want to use, right? But when it comes to finances and money and we're in our mental state around it, we can generally open ourselves up to sort of fears, worries, that sort of thing. And then all of a sudden our logic kind of goes out the window. I don't think your logic has gone out the window. What I do see about this card, let me hold it up there, is you see all those four pinpoint crystals there that are going out in the four different directions. It feels like to me like there's this fear or like this, my finances. You're trying to keep control. Like you're almost trying to logically control it too much. And that's sort of that push that I was getting, where there is an ease when I was shuffling the cards. There was a speed to which the cards were coming together, and there was an ease to which the cards would start to come together. But then this logic, this fear, or this sort of need to control one's financial situation, where you put those four like crystals out, or you put everything at arm's length and like freeze up, that is sort of what slows the cards down from coming together easily, from it feeling like easeful and abundant and simple. Does that make sense? Now, I like that you're trying to do this logically. I like that you're trying to use your logical brain and be smart about it. But I think that being smart about it and being controlling about it are two totally different things. And so in this card, what I'm feeling is not only is it logical, but these four wands here, these four like sharp crystals, feel like you're really trying to hold on to maybe what you have. And while you're busy holding on to like what you have, which maybe isn't enough, you're putting out this message that says, this isn't enough, but this is all I've got. So I've got to hold on to this. So let's just keep this. And I want more, but no, I can't let go of this. And so it's sending mixed signals where I feel like the universe or the energy in the shuffle wants to come together, wants it to be easy, wants it to flow more freely, but you're kind of holding on with your logical brain or your mind so much so that you're sort of slowing down the process or overcomplicating the process and not allowing your finances to fully flow. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Yes, thank you for what I was already thinking. Thinking. Think a little less. Trust a little more. Have a little faith. Know that you deserve it. Know that it's just going to come to you. And I say that too, but like it's easier said than done. It's hard to, I said the same thing to Kristen, but it's hard to live in that sometimes, especially when we're feeling the, or we think we're feeling the physical effects of it. We're looking around our physical environment and determining that that's the outcome of our creation, when in all actuality, it's not. It's sort of, well, it is, but it's not, doesn't have to be that way, right? We can relate to it in different ways. We can choose different ways to create or to hold it in our space. And you're a Virgo, so you're doubly fucked. I'm a Pisces, so we're on opposite sides. My mom's a Virgo. Most significant people in my life are Virgo. And I don't mean you're doubly fucked, but usually Virgos are good with money. Earth signs are good with money. So you guys run you rule the nervous system, I think, and the bowels, which is like random. Anyways, so, don't forget to go to the proctologist every so often. And try not to get strung out on any sort of not antidepressants, anti-anxiety meds. All right, so Jen Nicole's up next. Virgos are the best. Angel, are you a Virgo? I get along with Virgos, but they're like they're the sixth sign on the 12th, so they're my complementary. But it's like I get along with them really well, but then also when we fight or when we don't see eye to eye, it can be really ugly. So Jen Nicole, are you with me? Yes, she is. Ducky says yes, she is. Virgo. Jen Nicole, do you want a card or do you want pendulum? And if you want a card, what subject? God, I feel lazy today, guys. So that's a yes. Okay, that helps. You are with us. I'm not sure what to ask. Well, first off, let's see. Do you want a card? Or do you want a pendulum? A card, please. Okay. I can just give you a general card if you'd like. If that makes it easier, and then you don't have to ask a specific subject. It's up to you. Not too sure if it's that bad? No, it's not bad. I'll just give you a general card and you tell me how it feels, okay? That sounds good. That's a good place to start. So a general card for Jen Nicole. So Jen, you take me to this place when I'm shuffling your cards. It's funny. You take me to this place of sort of insecurity. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean it kind of like you don't trust yourself. You don't give yourself enough credit. Does that make sense to you at all? Does that resonate with you at all? Like, do you second guess yourself or self-doubt yourself quite a bit? Can you give me a yes or a no on that, please? Sorry guys, 1 second. Oh, for fuck's sake. So yes, okay, thank you. Alright, so your card is... Interesting card. Your card is the Fortune card. Fortune card is Major Arcana, so it's got a lot of energy to it. It's kind of like representational in other decks of the Wheel of Fortune. So it says to me, like, things can go your way if you let them. If you believe in them. And there's been times in your life, I would go so far as to say that things have come your way or come together for you where you've been sort of surprised and been like, shit, how did I do that? How did I pull that off? But like what I feel like with this card is not only can it go positive for you, but it can also go very negative too if you're caught up in that self-doubt or that worry. And so for me, when I look at this card, I feel like there's a little bit of overwhelm here. Like there's a little bit of like not being sure what to choose or how to choose it and not feeling 100% sure how to go about choosing it or having it. Does that make sense? When I look at this card, it feels to me like you have the opportunity there. You're just not fully tapped into it, or you're not fully allowing yourself to know that it's there. If you got more in line with it, it would feel less overwhelming. If you would feel more self-confident and more deserving. Hold on 1 second. Sorry. What? That's fine. Just be quick. I just don't want dirty footprints all over the house. There's so much fucking dirt. If you want to help him, take the broom and sweep all this area. Yeah, like all this needs to be swept out. It's fucking filthy. Thank you. That's all right. Sorry, guys. So anyways, this card to me feels like you have all of the opportunity to go either way, depending on how you hold yourself in your space. If you have firm belief in yourself, you can have the Wheel of Fortune, but the Wheel of Fortune moves slowly. That's the other thing about the Wheel of Fortune or the Fortune card, is that like we kind of have to like sort of create the dream and then live by it and stay focused on it. And there's a lot of stuff going on in there, right? There's a lot of like things that like kind of can distract us or take our attention off of it. Don't let that happen. Don't let that self-doubt seep in. Don't let that worry seep in. Don't let other people's opinions seep in and say, oh, Jen, are you sure you can do that? Are you sure you can pull that off? Are you sure you really want that? Because you can have it if you want it. The wheel will give it to you. It will take time and patience, but it's also about like strengthening the belief in oneself and knowing that you really deserve it. And then it comes to you, and it is fortune. It is the Wheel of Fortune, and you can have all of the things that you want. So if there's stuff going on right now where you're saying like, I don't really know what I want to ask about today. If there's like, say, a relationship that you want, or a job that you want, or you want more money, all of that stuff is available in this card to you. But it's only available to you as long as you believe that it's available. And then you start to act as if it's coming. And then you let the wheel turn in your favor. But if you self-doubt, or you worry, or you listen to other people's opinions of yourself, or what they think you deserve, or what you can or cannot create, then you might end up believing that and shifting the wheel the opposite direction. I don't want to scare you though, because the card is called the Fortune card. So even if it shifts in the opposite direction, what ends up happening is sooner or later you start to learn the lesson that, you know what, these other people's information or this disbelief, this self-doubt is not working for me, and you stop doing it. And that in and of itself is of value, right? And so you'll start to get there even more so and feel more self-assured. And then the wheel will start to turn the other direction again towards what you want and what is good for you. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay. So that's your card for today. So just remember, like, you have all the power, and the universe wants to give you all kinds of good shit, but it will also give you bad shit if you believe in it. not in believe in it, but if you like self-doubt and freak out and worry. It does it to me all the time too. Trust me. We're great manifestors. We're great creators, and we don't even realize it. Awesome. Thank you, Jen. Thank you for all those 100%. Okay, so Nancy Jennings, are you still with us? Miss Nancy Jennings, step on up, please. You're welcome, Jen. You are very, very welcome. Please like, share, and subscribe. Share the video out if you want to. It all helps. Tell your friends about me. Thank you, Karen. And that fortune card applies to anybody, really. You know, like anybody that was listening, you know, you guys thinking in those terms, the Wheel of Fortune exists for all of us. You know, it's just how do we hold ourselves in our space? How do we choose to... card and financial for Nancy Jennings. Okay, y'all are focused on some finances. Even Jen, who didn't even know she wanted finances, has the Wheel of Fortune card. So, hold on. Okay. All right, so Nancy, I'm going to say for you, for your finances, it feels like you have a little bit more ease than Nate did in his shuffle, but I feel like your financial situation, what I'm picking up is that it's not coming fast enough for you. Like nothing's like major bad or scary. It's sort of like you're making it happen, but you want it faster. You want more. And so you're focusing on that. You're focusing on the fact, I'm not sure. I think there's a share button on the YouTube screen, I believe. Or you just go tell your YouTube subscribers. I'm not sure. I need people to share me on YouTube big time. So does that make sense to you, Nancy? Like that it's like your finances aren't horrible. They're coming together. It feels like they're working okay, but you need them faster. Like you're focusing on the speed with which the finances are coming in, and that's the problem. It's like not fast enough. Like it needs to be more. It needs to be quicker. Can you give me a confirmation of that before I flip the card? Awesome. Thank you for that confirmation. All right. So your card is the Child of Cups. Awesome. I just had my bulldog at the vet for shots. All three of them just went for their Bordetella and everything, rabies and everything just this last week. Child of Cups, feeler. So this card to me says that a couple things. One is you're up in your feelings a lot lately. And that's okay. But this card to me also feels like what I want to say to you, or what I feel like my spirit guides are wanting to remind you, is have fucking fun. Feel like exuberance, feel enthusiasm, feel like a child around your finances. I know you're worried about them not coming fast enough, but you're okay. You're financially not like destitute. I feel like I didn't get the sense that like you're in desperation mode yet, but you're feeling like you need more and you need it quicker. Relax, have some fun, play with the energy, be like a child with it, be in wonderment, be in enthusiasm, be in... Like today, I'm just going to use this as an example. Today, I created a song about this friggin' house in Sea Ranch, and I sang it. I set an alarm on my phone for a minute, and I was singing to the dogs about how we would be leaving Mexico so that we can go walk in Sea Ranch and say bye-bye, and like have fun with it. I think that the universe responds to that faster. And so if you want like improvement in your finances, or you want your finances to come to you quicker, this card reminds me, like, be like a child. Feel it. Feel it as if it's already there. Feel it as if it's already happening. And don't get too caught up in the down feelings or the bummer part. Does that make sense? Wait, hold on. At the top, cut and paste. I feel that. I'm not sure what you guys are all talking about. Still waiting for a job answer. I interviewed my new pendulum read maybe. Rachel, give me a moment, okay? On that. Let me add you to the list. I got a good list going, but Rachel, I'll give you a pendulum yes or no on the job. Rachel, pendulum, job. All right? So... be more childlike and have more fun with it would be my best advice for you with this card. Feel your way through this. Find the good feelings around your finances. Find what excites you and bring that energy in, and let that bring the money in. Let that change the financial situation. Let the things that you're excited about, or the things that turn you on or make you feel like a kid again, let that energy bring that about in you. Don't focus on like what's not working, or what's it's not coming fast enough, or it's not this, it's not that. Does that make sense? I'm gonna leave it there. You guys, some of you guys are coming in late right now, like Amanda, Kuppenmeyers, Tammy, Kidwell. I'll see if I can get to you. I'm working my way down a list. I have a long list, so you guys are gonna have to hang out for a little bit. So, does that answer your question about your finances, Nancy? God, these fucking lights are hot. Or maybe I'm just hot. I don't know. I did take another antibiotic. I think those antibiotics make me sweat. So gross. But I guess I'm sweating out whatever that bug was. Yeah, thank you, Tammy. I will get to you. It's just I'm letting you know there's a bit of a list. So, Renee Atchison. I think you're next. I think it's Renee Atchison. These messages are not loading correctly. It's pissing me off. Card, please. Legal matters. Thank you. All right, here we go for Renee. Grace, you're up next, and then Pat. Okay. So I'm going to say this, Renee, right out of the gate before I flip your cards or anything like that. I feel like your cards came together pretty well. And what I was feeling is that it's like you know what you know. And I feel like there's a dark-haired man that's telling you you don't know what you know. Does that make any sense to you at all? Like, and not to trust him. I don't know if that's like your lawyer or the person you're in the legal matter with. But it feels to me like there's like this sort of... I kind of might feel like it's like a lawyer because he like sort of had a suit on in my mind, but I felt like the cards were coming together. Like there wasn't a lot of resistance. It was more like somebody's giving you misinformation, like a male figure is giving you misinformation. Does that make any sense at all? Maybe I'm crazy. Hold on, I can't see the messages. Your ex. Okay, so you're in legal matters with your ex? Okay, I feel like he's kind of blocking stuff, but the cards feel like they come together really well. So his lawyer, it feels like, and he's got dark hair. He's in a suit. He felt like a lawyer to me, and he feels like he's like kind of giving you misinformation or trying to block your information, trying to like say that you don't know what you're talking about. But the truth is that I feel like in your shuffle, you do know what you're talking about. You have your shit together. The shuffle feels good to me. The shuffle felt like fine. But I kept getting, as I was shuffling, this guy over here in this suit saying, no, 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 no. But he's wrong. Like, because the cards tell me you're good, okay? So don't trust what he has to say, okay? That's what I first want to say. Like, don't let him get in your way. He's not in your way. That's the thing. But he's over there. Like, he's in your space. He's trying to affect it. And he was trying to, like, get in the, not in the middle of the shuffle, but he was trying to, like, contradict what I was feeling in the shuffle. And I'm like, no, bitch. She knows what she's doing. Like, she's got her shit together. Don't you lie to her. So, anyways, the card that you get is the Eight of Worlds, which is change, which is an interesting card to have. This says to me that this legal matter might take a little while, but stick with it. The shuffle felt strong, and I'm getting like these like sort of like chills right down my side right now, right here, which that means like spirit is like right near me. I don't, just so you know that. Okay. This could take a little while. Don't give up the fight. It could take up to maybe a year. Don't lose heart. The changes are going to be for the better. They're going to change sort of how everything is in your world. And it is a worlds card. Worlds has to deal with finances, life, house, material goods, that sort of thing. But there's a big change happening. And legal matters, obviously, that's a very obvious read. Like legal matters bring about big change. But the thing is that your shuffle felt strong. It felt self-assured. This outside influence, this lawyer guy, he feels like he's a bit of a like pain in the ass or a prick, but don't give him any of your attention. Roll with this change. This change to me feels like it's a good thing. It's going to be like something something that's going to help you in the long run and reposition you into a better place in your world than you actually expect, or that you're being told that you're going to be put. Does that make sense? It's not always going to be easy. Nobody likes change, but I feel like if you go through this process, or you're already actually in this process and it's already begun, but if you go through this process, it might take 6 months, it might take a year, whatever, but once it's all finalized, I feel like you're going to be positioned into a new place in your world where you're going to be so much better off, and you're going to be like, to me, I feel like you'll be happier that you have gone through it and finished it, but you may not feel that while you're in it. Does that make sense? So you've got to get to the other side of it before it's going to make sense, and you're going to be like, oh, now I get it. Okay. And does that make sense? I so want the change, but he's making me out to be a liar, saying I'm abusing the system. Don't worry. The change is coming. It's coming and it's shifting, and they're telling lies, and your shuffle feels solid. You just need to be honest, know your truth, stay with what you know. Don't let what their monkey business is about get in the way of you standing up for like what you know to be right. The court will see that, the change will happen, and it's going to reposition you into a place. It's going to be a bit of a struggle, right? There's going to be times where you're going to be like, fuck this, I don't want to deal with this anymore, or you're going to be frustrated, or you're going to feel like your energy is going to feel low, or whatever. That may happen. That's normal. But you have to stay strong. You have to know that they're fucking monkeying with you, and they're pricks, and they're threatened by you a little bit. I think like that shuffle felt very strong to me, and I feel like that's why that lawyer like sort of showed up right here to like kind of step in the way and go, oh no, because they're on the defensive. They're nervous. Whatever they're trying to get, they know that they're going to have to fight for, so they're trying to build a case against you. So you need to stay strong in what you know to be true. Roll with the change, roll with the punch, accept the change, bring it in. Like go like, fuck yeah, I want this change. And let it roll, and let it take you where it needs to take you. Because when it's over and it's done, you're going to be repositioned into a much better place, not dealing with the bullshit that you're dealing with now. And you're going to be much more settled and feel a whole lot better for having gone through it. Okay? It may not feel that way in the moment, though. I don't want you to think that it's going to be all pleasure all the way. It's not like going to be a fun little roller coaster ride. There's going to be times where it might feel uncomfortable or whatever, but you just have to stay true to yourself and what you know, and that change will put you in a better position. Okay. Don't give up, Renee. Your shuffle tells me do not give up. And these guys, like I'm telling you, he jumped forward. Like he wants you to give up. Do not. That's what they want, because they know if they can get you to give up, they win. But if they get you not to give up, they're not sure they're gonna win. Do you see what I'm saying? They know they're worried. Okay? They're worried. Like, they may act like they're not or whatever, but the fact that he shows up while I'm shuffling your cards and your card shuffle feels strong to me says to me that he wants to get in the way. He wants you to be worried. He wants you to give up. Don't give up. Roll with the change. Let it happen. Be true to yourself. Be true to the court. Tell your truth. Be honest. The court is going to determine, judges, their court moves slowly and it's a pain in the ass process for everybody involved, but judges are judges for a reason. They're generally very level-headed, intuitive people that actually can sort things out very clearly, and they can see through games and bullshit. And so if these lawyers and your ex are pulling some games and bullshit, let them. Just fucking let them. Because the judge will see that. Okay? All right. So I got to move on because I got a list, guys. And I know that people want soulmates and all sorts of shit. Okay. So, Grace Decremer, if that's correct. I don't know if I'm butchering your name, girl. Grace, are you here with us? Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Nancy, for saying I'm amazing. Grace, you are here. Okay, Grace, did you want a pendulum swing or do you want a card? And if you want a card, just give me like one subject that you want the card on. Let me see here. My chat is not rolling. A card. And yeah, I see that you want a card on what subject, dear? Or you can just have exactly, Mandy. It always comes back to bite them. General, I guess. I like family. Okay, so we'll just do a general, maybe with an emphasis on family. See what's going on in your family situation. Okay, give me one moment. Pat, you're up next, okay? Okay, so Grace, for your cards, when I put them together, it feels like they come together really nicely. I want to almost say that your family, whether it has some problems or not, in the end, y'all like kind of, I got this picture of circling the wagons. So, like, you may have internal problems within your family from time to time, but you guys are all really close and come together in times of need. Does that make sense to you at all? Even if, say, like maybe there might be some dramas that you're dealing with at times, it feels to me like you guys do circle the wagons and in the end will come together. Like the familial bond is tight amongst you guys. Is that making sense? Okay, good. Thank you, Grace. So let me look at your card. Interesting card for a family card. It's the art card. It's Major Arcana. This is one of the more vague cards in the deck. To me, this is about like create whatever you make, like whatever you want to create, whatever like. Okay, where I'm gonna go with this. What I want to say is that your family is not without like emotion. This fire here. This like volcano down here and this water pouring through somebody's hands. It feels like there is some like sort of emotionality in your family, but the bond, like I said when I was doing the shuffle, the bond is very strong amongst you. Your family is not without problems, but you guys do like stick together and there is a transformation that takes place, or the family unit that you have is transformative for all of you. To me, it's funny because this is such a vague card. I want to go to this really like sort of hippy dippy out there spiritual space where I feel like my spirit guides are taking me to this place of saying that the reason why the art card represents your family is because you guys kind of came together as a soul group to sort of create this experience that is kind of like art in a way, where you can like create ugly things and emotional things and bad things, but you can also sort of not bad, but like emotional things that you sort of recover from. And from that, there's this bond that becomes tighter and stronger. And it's beautiful, similar to art, similar to like this rainbow that's here, right? In this part of the card. It's like through the hard times and the good times, like it creates this big, beautiful unit. Or like how art is. Does that make sense? I don't know if that's a little too vague or a little too weird, but it feels to me like I'd say more so with my family in my house, not my mom. Well, I mean, I'm not saying that your family's not without its problems. Like I said, there's tears here pouring through these hands. There's anger here that's contained. But there's still anger and resentment sitting down here. But in the end, like I said, with the pulling of the wagons around, it's like you may not feel so close with your mom, or you might be at odds with your mom, but I have a feeling like if anybody came for your mom, you'd be probably one of the first people there to try and help to defend her, or if she needed you, you would come through. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like that's sort of what this family situation is about, is it may not always be perfect, but there is something very special and valuable about it that is is strong and powerful. There's growth. You guys are teaching each other stuff all the time, either through arguments and fights or emotion stuff, life lessons, that sort of thing. But it's a strong, strong bond. Does that make sense? Yes, my family is a beautiful creation. Okay, so we'll leave it at that. And I think that it is. It's not, and I think that it has this, it's funny, like I feel like this is a vague card in the sense that it has, there's like, I feel like your family, how do I want to explain this? It being this card to describe your family says that there is like soul bonds going on amongst your family members that I think are deeper than you guys even understand. Like, I'm going kind of out there with this one. I don't know why. It's my guides or whatever that are taking me out there. But this card is telling me that even for the drama, even for the problems, even for like whatever's going on between you and your mom, you and her are bonded on such a deep, deep level, like through lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes, that that's why you get the art card for your family. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, these people aren't just like sort of, you know, Uncle Jim and Bobby Joe. These are people that you've sort of like, these are souls or spirits that you've been part of a soul family with for a really, really long time. And you guys are back at it again in this lifetime, creating this sort of experience. And sometimes you hurt each other, sometimes you make each other sad, sometimes you scream at each other. But in the end, there's this depth and this love and this appreciation that on the other side, you're going to understand who these people really were to you. And it is this like beautiful creation that you guys are all working together to have. Does that make sense? And that's why it's art. What song is playing right now? Follow Me by John Denver. Anyways, I hope that makes sense. Maybe it's a little too hippie for you, but that's where my intuition is taking me with that. All right, so that was Grace. Pat, you are up next. I noticed Nancy sent payment over for a reading. Nancy, you did that for a reading on a separate day, I'm assuming, correct? Thank you for that, Nancy. Yeah, that's fine, Pat. I can skip you for a moment. So that means we're at Karen. No, the music is always like that with me. My music is how my spirit guides talk to me a lot of times. So Karen, soulmate time, Texas soulmate. Texas soulmate time. Karen, are you out there? Oh my God, this feels like the dating game. Which bachelor? Bachelor number 1, bachelor number 2, or bachelor number 3? Who's gonna come around the wall? Are you around, Karen? Oh, watch, Karen's left. She's like, fuck it, I can't wait any longer. Oh, yay, Karen's here. All right, so Karen, do you want a card or do you want a pendulum swing on this soulmate? What do you feel like? So Karen, do you want a card or do you want a pendulum swing? You tell me. No, you don't get to pick the card of the bachelor with the oil field. You just get a card. So you want a card? I can't say that it's going to be a bachelor with an oil field. We'll see. I mean, if you get one, I'll tell you. But if you want a card, let's see. The question is Karen going to meet her soulmate in Texas? Right? So let's see what we get. All right, Karen, I want to ask a quick question. Let me turn down this music really quick. Do you really believe in soulmates, Karen? I have a feeling that, like, when I was shuffling the cards, that you talk about soulmates or that you want a soulmate, but I don't know if you 100% believe that they exist. That's my take on it. So let's see what your card is. This song is Shiny Toy Guns called Speaking Japanese. The card that you get, Karen, it's by Shiny Toy Guns. You do believe in soulmates. Okay. I kind of feel like, as I was shuffling the cards, it's like you believe... Okay, how do I want to say this? You believe in soulmates as long as they're willing to do whatever it is that you want. Like, you need to be the boss kind of thing. That's kind of what I was feeling. Like, if anything, it felt like sort of like... And I don't know that that's what a soulmate is. I don't know. Maybe I'm explaining it wrong, but it sort of felt like... It didn't feel like soulmates to me. So maybe you're not going to meet your soulmate in Texas, but I feel like when I was shuffling the cards, it didn't feel like you were looking for a soulmate as much as you were looking for a dude that will do what you say. Does that make sense? JD, I'll add you to the list. Does that make sense, Karen? So that's why I was sort of thinking, like, does she really want a soulmate? Because it doesn't seem like it. It almost seems like she wants a boyfriend that, like, kind of will make her happy and do what she wants, kind of thing. Have a good night, Diane. Like, a soulmate to me feels softer. Like a soft, lovely connection, right? That's not what I was getting in the shuffle. What I was getting in the shuffle is like, you want a man that will take care of you, that will do what you say. That's what I was getting. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Are you there, Karen? I sometimes feel like soulmates are for others and not meant for me. And that might be what I'm picking up. And you might be able to meet a man that will do what it is you want and you'll be happy. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying that there's this feeling in the cards where it felt like more like not necessarily you're looking for like the love of your life, the soulmate, but you're looking for the man that's going to treat you right, not do what you say, but like do what you need and take care of you and be good for you, right? Not necessarily a deep soulmate connection, but just a good man that takes good care of you and does what he's told. That's kind of how I was feeling. So here's your card. It's the balance card. The interesting thing that I like about this is this giant diamond at the bottom. This always signifies to me sort of, could there be a wedding ring coming? But you need to get to Texas first. And the fact that this is the balance card says to me that there's a part of you that is a little bit self-doubtful. And I feel like this face back here, I'm sorry, my fingers are kind of off because I'm watching myself on the screen. This face back here feels like you hide a little bit. And I feel like if you make it to Texas, if you go to Texas, you might be a little bit nervous. You may meet a man. I feel like this could be a potential man. But I feel like you're going to be a little bit nervous and then trying to keep balance of like how much of you you actually let him see before maybe you get that ring. Does that make any sense? Like, I feel like there's a little bit of self-doubt here that, like, you might have to hide who you are to be able to find the love that you desire. And I don't think that that's true, but I think that that's something that you believe, right? And so, I think that you might get to Texas and start meeting men, but then you might start running this balance energy where you're like, okay, now I've got to make myself look like the perfect kind of Karen to lure him in, right? And that's fine. You can lure him in, but I also would like you to be true to yourself And I would like you to not feel like you have to balance it. This diamond here says that there could very well be some man with a little bit of money who might really, really like you. But if you're only showing him parts of you prior to marrying him, then, you want to make sure he knows all of you. Does that make sense? I know my outside personality is strong and it scares people, but deep down I always keep up the wall. That's what I'm saying here. I feel like if you go out there, if you get to Texas and you meet him, I feel like you're going to be holding back a little bit, trying to keep it balanced and try and put the best version of yourself forward. But is that truly who you are? This ring here, if this is a ring, right? If this is let's say this is a proposal, right? I think it's better for you. This is my personal opinion, not necessarily a read, but I think it would be better and you would feel more secure in who you are if you were just able to be who you are and let the man that appreciates that about you come to you. And he very well may. But if you're doing it this and you're sort of keeping a large part of who you are hidden in the background, it may not be true to who you are. Does that make sense? But I do think that there's opportunities for you in Texas. That card says to me, there's definite opportunities for you in Texas to meet men and to explore that and to explore how much of who you are and what you are, how much of that you share with them. But this is also about, I feel like your belief in yourself, right? And what you believe you deserve and what you believe other people want from you and what you believe is attractive about you or unattractive about you, and keeping those things sort of hidden back and sharing only what you think is good. These are things that you want to look at and address and get clear of, so that when you do meet that man with the oil rig, when you do meet that big Texan that wants to sweep you off your feet, you're fucking there and ready for it. And you're a ballsy lady. You want a ballsy man that's gonna be able to handle you. You don't want some man that's gonna offer you a ring because he thinks you're some sweet demure little lady, and then 3 months into the marriage you start telling him off and he's like, oh shit. You want, if you're really looking for a soulmate, you want the guy that's gonna love you for who you are, right? I think that that's out there for you. I think that there's definite options in Texas. There's definite options in Texas. The question is how much of you do you put forward? How much of you do you trust to put forward in the beginnings of those sort of explorations with these gentlemen, these suitors? And when you make those decisions of how much you decide to put forward, how honest is that? And how safe does that feel for you? Okay? I will leave you there, Karen. Pat's back, so I'm going to do Pat's card next. And then Andrea Maricol, you're up next after Pat. So Pat, you ready? And Pat, did you have a subject you wanted me to pull a card on? Let me know, guys. And whoever made the suggestion about having a set meditation for putting me in that house in Sea Ranch, I love you for that. And if you guys actually did that for me, behind my back, I wouldn't mind. If you guys got together and set up a time for a group meditation, because it would be great just to have you all meditating in general, but if you would be meditating for my happiness about selling my houses in Mexico and moving to that house in Sea Ranch, I'd love you all for it. Pat, you want a pendulum. Will my blood clots be gone within the next 2 weeks? All right, let's look at that. One moment. Jen, give me a minute. Tonight's are free. I mean, if you want to send donations, you're certainly more than welcome to. I always appreciate donations, but I'm not expecting them tonight. I have a list going, so just give me a moment. If you stay with us and you're still here, I'll pull a card for you. All right, so Pat's question is will Pat's blood clots be gone within the next 2 weeks? All right, so let me just get this up here so you can see this. Can I get a yes answer for Pat, please? Okay, there's a yes. Can I get a stop, please? Can I get a no for Pat, please? Okay, that would be a no. Okay, thank you. Give me one moment. I gotta steady my arm. Can you stop, please? Thank you. Now, these questions are for Pat. Okay, thank you. Stop, please. Will Pat's blood clots be gone in 2 weeks? That seems like a strong affirmative, Pat. I know I'm not holding it up high enough for you to see it in the screen, but it seems like a strong affirmative yes. So I think that you can have hope that your blood clots will be gone within 2 weeks. Is that what your doctor is saying to you, Pat? Is your doctor predicting that for you? I mean, I'm not a medical doctor. I've always got to say that. But it looks pretty affirmative that indeed, in 2 weeks' time, you're going to be blood clot free. I hope that's the case. I really hope that's the case. If it's not, then you'll have to let me know. Oh, yes? Your doctor is saying that? Good. Then good. The pendulum's in line. Oh, wait, I think I actually have the next person is a pendulum. No, Andrea Maricol, and then Rachel. You're my next pendulum about your job. So, Andrea, are you still here? I'm happy for you too, Pat. And please, in 2 weeks' time, let us know that you are blood clot free. It'll make everybody feel better. I know it will, including you, and me, and my pendulum, and your doctor. So, Andrea Maricol, are you still with us? It's been a long time. This list is so long. Yes, send Pat prayers, guys, for ease of healing. Andrea, are you here? I'm going to make one more call for Andrea. Mara call. Oh, you are here. General card, please. My mom loved her private reading with you, so I trust wherever you take me. Okay, awesome. Thank you for that, Andrea. All right, so let's see. And then Rachel, you're up next for your pendulum. Okay, so Andrea, it's funny for me with your shuffle. I feel like, and just give me a yes or no, but I feel like the words tidy and perfect come up. Like, I don't know if you're like the kind of, you're welcome, Rachel. You're up next. I feel like you're the type of girl that keeps things very tidy, very neat. You like everything kind of compartmentalized, and you kind of go for perfection. Like, you're like the small detail girl. Like, you aspire to that, or your life is sort of set up in such a way. Would that make sense to you? Or is that what she's like, no, I'm a total slob. But I don't feel like you're a total slob. I feel like you're the kind of girl that aspires to like now I'm going to this place of like, she's got like the perfect Instagram. Like, her Instagram like pictures look like, oh my God, she has such a wonderful life. Does that make sense at all, Andrea? Okay, good, because that's like what I'm feeling. It's like you're very detail oriented. Like, the pillows need to be right on the couch, and it I'm getting like chills while I'm feeling this. It feels like it feels to me like it gives you great pleasure when these like little details all line up. Like you get really excited by that. Okay, so let's see what your card is. Weird! Strange card for what I'm feeling right now. 6 of crystals. Confusion, my dear. Where I want to go with this is I want to ask, is there somebody in your life that's not working right now that you need to get rid of? and that you're mentally thinking like, he doesn't fit into your perfect world, or they don't fit into your perfect world. Like, they're not necessarily cutting the mustard anymore. Like, they might have used to, but now all of a sudden they're lacking. Like, where you're heading in your trajectory feels different to me than where they're heading in their trajectory. And that's why this is becoming sort of a confusion for you, because you were like, wait, it was so good in the beginning. Why is it not the same? It's almost like now I'm getting this picture of like you kind of being that sort of the more perfectionist or like detail oriented person, and this person is becoming a little bit more sloppy or loose or messy, and so it's not kind of working anymore. And so like the paths are splitting, and the reason why I say this is also splitting. See this yellow, I can't, like when I look at the screen and I try and go left, everything goes the opposite direction, so I look like I'm drunk. But hold on, I can do this, I swear. No, I can't. This over here, do you see this yellow thing right there that I have my finger on? Hold on, let me hold it close to the camera. There we go. That feels like a breakup, like the idea of a breakup, or the possibility of a splitting apart, of the contemplation of, do I need to like ditch this dude or ditch this friend because they're just not cutting the mustard anymore. They're creating sadness for me, they're creating anger, and they're confusing the shit out of me because I don't understand why they're not putting in what they used to, or why they're not appreciating me the way they used to, or why they're not like, why it no longer works anymore. But the truth of the matter is some of this has to do with, we grow in different ways, and we sometimes people phase into our lives and then they phase out. And I kind of feel like this is what this is for you. But I feel like that this phase out is somebody that is dear to you, or was very dear to you and very close to you, or somebody that you cared a lot about. And that's where the confusion comes in. That's the hard part, is about like sort of separating the emotions from it and allowing yourself to kind of move on. And so you will get there, I feel like, because I feel like that shuffle felt so nice and tidy and listen to what's playing. Sing a song. Anyways, it's the Carpenters. I think that this, to me, the shuffle was so like you are working at having a really good life. You are focused on having a really good life. This representation here is the one thing in your life that isn't really working right now, that's bothering the shit out of you, and it's time to let it go. And you're just having a hard time letting it go because there are like all of this red and this blue is like there's sort of anger, resentment, sadness. It says to me that there's deep feelings here still for whatever this relationship was, or whatever this connection was, that you're kind of still trying to work through to be able to let it go. But once you do let it go, everything's going to be all right. And there's something, better suited out there for you. And it's funny because I go to flip the fucking deck, Chicalina. I go to grab the deck to put this on the bottom of the deck, and the card, the Lovers, is on the bottom of the deck. So I have a feeling, is this an ex-boyfriend that needs to be kicked to the curb? Is there somebody new out there for you? I don't know. I'm just going to leave you with that. Okay. I love the Carpenters too, Karen. they like make me happy, but they also make me really sad at times too. It's really crazy. All right, so that was Andrea. Rachel, you're my pendulum about your job. So Rachel, are you with me? And then Tammy Kidwell, you're next, and Amanda Kuppenmeyers, you're after her, if your guys are still here. And then I've got, I think it's Jen, JD. Rock. You're welcome, Andrea. You're very welcome. And also, like, you know, I know your mom booked a private reading. If you ever are interested in a private reading, feel free to reach out to me, join the Engelgeist group, subscribe to the YouTube channel, whatever. If I could post my link tree, I would, but it's not allowing me to. If Ducky, do you have my link tree link? Can you post it into the chat, maybe, just so that people have access to it, please? I mean, not that you don't do enough for me already, Ducky, but yeah, Eddie Grant, totally. So, Rachel, just, you want to know, are you going to get the job? Is that the question? That song brings you back to when you were 16? About the same for me, too. We must be around the same age. We're going to rock down to Electric Avenue, bitch. Let's do it. Let's get it going. We're going to rock down to Electric Avenue. All right, so you just want to know if you're going to get this job, right, Rachel? I just want a confirmation on that. So I know what to ask the pendulum, please. Yes, okay. All right, so give me one moment. Hold on, let me steady my arm. Can I get a yes for Rachel McIntyre, please? Okay, thank you. Stop. Can I get a no for Rachel McIntyre, please? Okay. Stop. Will Rachel McIntyre get the job that she's applied for? Okay, I'm getting a yes, Rachel. So if you're waiting for them, you might just have to wait a little bit longer, but it feels like a pretty strong yes. So if you felt like you did good at the job interview, just hold out. It looks like you're going to get the job. So, hey, Nancy Mobrandt, how are you? Jen DeFiore is just like, I'm at Electric Avenue too. So it looks like, Rachel, you can take heart in the fact that the job's going to come. If the job doesn't come, just remember there's something better suited for you. But the pendulum says at this time, in this moment, you are leading the pack for landing that job, my dear. Tammy Kidwell. Miss Tammy Kidwell, you're up. And then Amanda Kuppenmeyer's you're next. Tammy, what was your question, though? I don't remember. Let me get more water. 1 second. Okay. Tammy. Whatever comes to mind is good? Okay. All right, so let me get a card for you, Tammy, and then Amanda, you're up next. So why do I want to say to you, slow down, Tammy? Like, I feel like you're moving at like a lightning pace. I feel like you're trying to get, I don't know, is it too much done in too quick a time? Does that make sense to you? Would that make sense to you? Like, I feel like you need to slow down. Like, I felt like your cards didn't feel like they had a lot of resistance, but it's like you're trying to get a lot of stuff done all at once. It's kind of how I was feeling. Does that make sense? I think those laughing faces mean yes, but I don't know. Can you give me a yes or no? I mean, and you're getting stuff done, but it's almost like, I feel like you're like ready to blow a gasket or something. Not like in a bad way, but you're like, just like, I gotta get this done, I gotta get this done, I don't have enough time. Okay, so that's a yes, always. Okay, good. So let's look at your card. And it's an interesting card. It's the Empress, but she's inverted, which is odd. The Empress is a compassionate card. She's a powerful card. She's a female card, right? She's all about like new beginnings, compassion, birth, sort of, she's an empress. She rules over everything, but you've got her inverted. There's power here. Like if we go and we upright her, there's tons of power here. She's the center of her universe. She takes control and care of everything around her. She's able to see it all, make sure it's all okay, keep it all at bay, keep it balanced, keep it peaceful, keep it right on the money. But with this inversion, it feels like to me, it's like, it almost feels like, yeah, you're keeping everything together, but it feels like it's almost like by the hair of your chinny chin chin kind of thing. It's like you've forgotten that you have this Empress energy about you. You've sort of like gotten over like the picture that I get in my mind's eye is at one point you were like the Empress, right? And you had all these things going on and you had everything under control and everything was really good. And you took on more and more and more, or more was given to you, whether you wanted to or not. And your plate filled up and filled up and filled up. And this card started to go like, you still have her energy, right? You still have her ability. You're just not feeling quite as like sort of as strong or as capable because you're dealing with sort of so much. So my suggestion would be to kind of give some of this shit back to some of these people that you're handling it for, because I feel like there's stuff here that's been given to you that like other people can be responsible for. I don't know if it's like a partner or if it's kids that are old enough that they can help out or whatever, but we want to get you back into this position. The Empress is here. You still have the power. You still have the strength. You still have everything that she represents. It's just a little bit off skew because you're sort of overly busy. You're overly burdened. And we don't want you to be overly burdened. We want you to be in this powerful place of where, like, look, if I put this really close to the camera, I never even know where the fucking camera is on this computer. But you see how she's this beautiful golden statue? She's in the center of this planet. She's in the center of her world. She's got flowers blooming around her. This dove over here on this side represents like peace in her world. This mountain is like problems, right? To me, it's obstacles, but she sees them from far away. She's able to see them before they happen. She's able to control like how she approaches them and how she takes them on. But when she's upside down, she can't necessarily see those things as well. She deals with them, she gets through them, but it feels like she sometimes like just barely scrapes by, right? And so my thing for you is I would suggest kind of maybe taking a little bit off of your plate, taking a break, slowing down, letting yourself get back to your original Empress energy of feeling in control, feeling capable, feeling like, that's funny. Are you in a bad romance? Because Lady Gaga's playing Caught in a Bad Romance. Do you have a partner that's giving you too much responsibility and not taking on enough, Tammy? Because I think that maybe that's what's going on and that's why your Empress is upside down. And he's lucky to have you because you're a fucking Empress, damn it. So I would say give yourself a break and give yourself a breather to recharge, to regenerate, to get to get yourself back upright and feeling like in control and centered, right? Because she is centered in this card, and there's a strength to her. There's a strength to you that I feel like you can access, but you maybe haven't accessed it recently because you've been a little bit busy or overwhelmed, or your world's been turned a little bit upside down because other people aren't necessarily doing their part. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. And I like that she's there. She's a strong card. She's you. You've got that in you. And so just get right back to it, you know? All right, Amanda Kuppenmeyers. Thank you, Decky. Thank you. Amanda Kuppenmeyers, are you with me? And then JD, I think that's Jennifer Nichols, right? JD, you're Jennifer Nichols, right? Well, now I see you as Jennifer Nichols on YouTube. Because I have JD on my list, and I think that's your tag for Facebook. Because you're up after Amanda. I'm so confused. Do I have more than one Jennifer Nichols? Amanda, are you with me, babe? Oh, yes, you are. Okay, do you want a card or do you want a pendulum? So JD is Jen Di Fiore? I'm so confused. Oh, I love this song. Card. Specific subject or no? Just a general card? Just guidance. Well, Jennifer, somebody asked earlier who had a tag. I know, we go through this every friggin' time. Somebody had the name tag, just the initials JD, and they asked for a card, and I don't know who that is. It's not Jen Di Fiore, because Jen Di Fiore shows up as Jen Di Fiore. And Jennifer, yours is Jennifer DG Nichols, but you're on YouTube right now. So I'm wondering if you were on earlier on Facebook under just JD. Because I thought it was Jennifer Nichols. I don't fucking know. Yes, it is you. So your Facebook is JD, right? Okay. All right, perfect. Thank you. Keep it. So Jennifer Nichols, you're up next after Amanda Kuppenmeyers. And Jen Di Fiore, let's get it really confusing. Jen Di Fiore, you will be my last one for the night after Jennifer Nichols, okay? All right, so Amanda Kuppenmeyers just wants guidance. So let's give her guidance. Let's all have a moment of silence for guidance for Amanda Kuppenmeyers. It's funny, she's singing in the background, I don't need drama, I'm just walking away. Maybe that's your guidance, Amanda. Hold on. I'm turning it down just so that I can listen to... Alright, so the energy in the cards feels a little clunky. It's not bad, but it's just a little clunky. Like maybe some communication issues are going on for you right now. I feel like maybe you're not being heard, or maybe you're not being able to express yourself very well right now, Amanda, and that might be a little bit frustrating for you. People are misinterpreting what you're saying, or sort of not necessarily hearing you fully, and that might make some of that clunkiness that's going on in the cards. It doesn't feel like it's necessarily resistance or like that things aren't like working for you. They just sort of feel like kind of, I don't know, clunky, like frustrating a little bit. Not that you're angry, but just that like you know that things can be easier, you know that things have run more smoothly in the past, and you're sort of like, I kind of feel like you're thinking it's your fault when it's not. It's sort of like communication stuff. Does that make sense? So your guidance card, or because you asked for guidance, is this card, the Three of Wands, which is a beautiful card. It's compassion. I'm going to hold it up really close there. Okay. And I love the Buddha hand in the center. I also love this red hand down here, the wrong side, of course, because I always hit the wrong side. Where the fuck is my finger? There we go. See that red hand down there by the sun? That red hand is about drawing boundaries to me. Every time I see that red hand, it's about, there's this thing about being able to be compassionate, but with this red hand down in the corner, it's like we're also allowed to be compassionate towards others, but have our own boundaries and have our own set of rules of what's okay for us, and have compassion for ourselves first, and not allow others to sort of overtake us or overstep their bounds. I think that as far as a guidance card is concerned, I think that you need to know that compassion is always going to get you the furthest in the world. B, keep your boundaries strong. Don't let people walk all over you. And C, there's a transformation that happens when you're in a place of compassion for others. There's a transformation not only that happens for you, but there's a transformation that happens for them. When you treat them with compassion and when you treat them with openness and love, you actually have sort of that clunkiness that I felt in the shuffle might actually just sort of dissipate and go away, right? So if you find yourself maybe frustrated with situations or feeling like you're not being heard and you're focusing on the fact that like, oh my God, I wish they understood me more, that's not really helping you. Try and approach it from a place of compassion, not only for yourself going, oh, well, I understand where I'm coming from and I know what I mean and I'm a good person and I mean good things, but also being like, okay, so maybe they don't fully understand what I'm trying to express, or maybe they don't fully want the same things for me that I want for myself, but that doesn't make them bad people, right? When we're in that place, it kind of shifts the energy and it allows us to sort of release them and release ourselves from the situation. And we don't get so tied up. We're not so like locked into it. And we're able to like kind of separate ourselves with love, have our boundaries, be protected, and have a transformative experience where we're able to kind of, how do I want to put it, like get what we want without having to like fight for it. Does that make sense? Yeah, I know, Kristen. I'm a mess with the camera. I'm not made for the camera. I'm better live on the phone. So I hope that makes sense as far as a guidance card. Try and lead with compassion. I think that you do. I think that it says that you are a very compassionate person, but try and be compassionate to yourself just as much as you are with others. I sometimes think it's hard for us to show ourselves compassion, and I think that would be really good for you. Also, the idea of drawing boundaries would be really good for you, I think, too, because that sticks out with that card. And Ducky says, try a throat chakra meditation, God damn it. She didn't say God damn it, but I'm just throwing that in for dramatic effect. Because it's fun. If you're having communication problems, that's the clunkiness that I was feeling. But come from a place of compassion for yourself and for others. Keep your boundaries clear and in place and communicate yourself. And if they don't understand you, then walk away with love. You're allowed to do that, and you will be okay. All right, Jen Nichols, you're up next, and then Jen DiFiore, and then we are done for the evening. Thank you all for attending. I had fun. So, do you guys know this song? Listen to this. Hey, Veronica. General card, Jennifer? Okay. Okay, so Jen, it's funny. I get this funkiness in my chest. Not like bad funky, but I feel like there's tension in my chest. Does that make sense to you? I also feel like there's some resistance in the shuffle, which it's funny because you kind of always are like purple hearts and love and unicorns and stuff, which I love. But it's interesting to me because this feels like more like it's like through here and through here. It's like tension. Does that make sense? Yes, it is Zach Brown, Tammy. It does make sense. Okay, good. And it's funny. Oh, I'm getting chills right now. It's funny because it's like it's all through here, and it's like this resistance is in the cards, like that you almost have to push really hard right now. Like there's this fight going on. Not fight, but like this need to push, this tension that's going on. So the card that you got tonight is the Child of Cups, which came up earlier for somebody else, and it's feeler. So let me find the damn camera. Okay, I just want you to see that for a minute. Cups has to do with our feelings and our emotions. The Child of Cups feels like, to me, when I look at this, to me, when it was up in the other reading, it was about like necessarily like more like living free and feeling more like a child and being more spontaneous, right? More enthusiastic. To me, the way I want to read this for you is, especially because of this chest thing that was going on and this tension that I was feeling, is I feel like this is about you allowing yourself to have your feelings, the whole gamut. There's something that you're holding back, I feel like, and I don't mean to pull your covers. I know this is a public reading, so if I get too personal, just say stop or don't or whatever. But I sort of feel like there might be some stuff that you're kind of like holding back on, or that you're not feeling like you have the authority to be able to allow yourself those feelings. Does that make sense? And the reason why I say that is because this is the Child of Cups, right? So Cups represents our emotions, but it's a child card, which means, like, in my mind, it's pulling my attention to this place of saying, does Jen feel like she has the authority? Does she feel like she has the right to let whatever she's carrying on her chest right now off? Whatever that pressure is, whatever that angst is, if it's sadness, if it's worry, if it's whatever those feelings are that you're carrying, it's part of what's causing that shuffle to be a fight. Do you know what I mean? It's part of why that resistance when I was pushing the cards together is there, is because like whatever it is that's here that's sort of tense for you, you're not like necessarily feeling I don't know if control is the right word, but I feel like you don't necessarily feel as though you can manage the feelings and still probably get to the day-to-day things done. Does that make sense? Like, the picture that I get in my mind's eye right now is you're like, if I feel this shit, I'm going to have to go climb into bed for a week. And I got 82 things I need to get done. So I can't allow myself to stop and go through these feelings and have these things come up because I can't afford to, because I'm too busy, or I got too much on my shoulders. I got too much going on. Does that make sense? You have lots of tension right now. And I feel that like in here, and it has to do with these emotions, and it has to do with allowing yourself the time and the space, even if it's a little incremental pieces of time. I get a feeling like you don't feel like you have enough time or space to allow yourself to have these feelings. Like if you have them, or if you release this tension, or if you really explore this tension, it might overtake you and then and render you useless. And I get a feeling that that might be the fear, and that's what your brain or your body is telling you. So like, no, instead just carry the tension and you'll muscle through it. But I think that you need to sort of allow yourself to feel them and get yourself out of this idea of being a child, or being not adept at being able to how do I want to put it, like, have them, right? And they won't overtake you. You can set up a time, right? Like it's almost like a play date with your feelings. Set up a play date with your feelings, even though it may not be a whole lot of play, but and like practice like breathing techniques or whatever it is that you need to do to release some of that tension off of you, because it's creating this resistance in the deck that's no fun for you, and it's heavy, and it's all through here and here, and it's not helping your productivity, even though I know that you're I get a feeling you're a very productive person, even with all the tension. And part of the fear is if you give into the attention, give attention to the tension, you'll lose the productivity. You'll lose the ability to process my emotions because I can handle it, love it, play date with my feelings. Yes, you might need to do that. Have a play date with your feelings and treat it as such, and check in. And I also I have to say this too. Is there a little bit of a fear of what some of those feelings are? Like I kind of feel like maybe there's some things in there that you might like not want to look at because you might have to address other issues going on in your life where you're like, oh fuck, I can't take that on right now. But that's okay. So play date with your emotions, start small, set aside an hour, set aside even a tub bath. Go get in the tub bath and just give yourself an hour to cry or to just, be angry or whatever it is you feel like you need to do to like release off of yourself some of that tension. And then just say it's just an hour, and then the hour's up, and then put whatever you didn't process back where it was and get back about your day. But you're going to be lighter, and if you do that on a regular basis, you'll release it, and you'll be even all that much more productive, and you won't be dealing with the resistance that I feel in the cards. Does that make sense? Yes, at the very least, Ducky says, at the very least, you take a day. You deserve it. And I think that's true. At least a day. You're entitled to that. That doesn't mean that everything else has to come to a grinding halt. So, Jen DiFiore, you're my last victim. Are you still with me? And then I gotta go see what these yahoos are doing outside. They've been out there forever doing goofy shit. Hopefully cleaning stuff up. I got a house showing tomorrow in the morning. Career, please. All right. Career for Jen DiFiore. All right, so for your shuffle, Jen, I feel like you're trying to force it too much. Like I feel like there's too much pressure you're putting on yourself personally about career. I'm not exactly sure what's going on in your career. I haven't flipped your card yet, but I feel like there's a lot of pressure coming from you for yourself on this subject. Does that make sense? It doesn't feel like it's outside pressure. It feels like it's internal pressure. Like you're like, oh my God, I've got to do this. I've got to get this right. I've got to get this together. If I don't, what's going to happen? Blah, 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 blah. And it feels like that to me. So let's look at your card. So your card is the Man of Crystals, which is Inventor, which is a perfect card with what I just said. Let me just show it to you. Okay, Inventor is, the Man of Crystals is definitely in his mind. Crystals has to deal with the mind and thinking, overthinking, worrying. If you look how he's down here in the bottom, a little bit resentful. He's got a lot of different ideas. He's trying to like work out a bunch of different stuff. I wouldn't be so surprised if you're not like working really hard at a bunch of entrepreneurial ideas of how to get ahead and not sure which one to do while you're juggling a job and wanting in this career and all of this sort of stuff. But all of this pressure is built up on him. And it's like he's not happy. Do you know what I mean? So it's like I know that you're trying to aspire to something better career-wise, but if you're overloading yourself with so much pressure and worry, you're burying yourself under it, and then what was once fun and once enjoyable or creative and inspiring no longer becomes that. It becomes like a burden. And so I feel like with this card, it's like a warning to be careful of that. I don't feel like you're necessarily at that place yet, but you could be heading towards that place if you're not careful. Right? If you continue to put pressure on your career space, if you can continue to like measure yourself by other people's and their success and what they have or whatever, if you continue to sort of like have all of these different irons in the fire and never sort of see them through to fruition, you're just sort of gonna get like buried under it all, and your attitude is gonna suffer for that. And when your attitude starts to suffer and the mind starts to kick in, because it is the man of crystals, when the mind starts to kick in and starts to get negative around the career space, then you're like even in deeper trouble, right? So I don't feel like you're there just yet, but I feel like that card is like a warning that like you could be sort of setting yourself to be uninspired, trapped, buried under something that you don't want anymore. What is it? I made it to the top of my career, but I want my own business, and I don't know how or what direction to go. Okay, fair enough. This is the inventor card. Invent it. You got to trust yourself. If you made it to the top of your career, you can do it. You can do it. You just got to do it for yourself. But make sure, what I want to say about this card, what the warning is with this card for me, with you, is keep it fun, keep it light, keep it inspiring, keep it creative. Stay in those energies. Don't stay buried under the burden, the stress, the, oh my God, which direction? What if this is the wrong decision? Those are not the energies you want to bring to this. Those are not the perceptions or the ways of being that you want to create this new business with. You can do this. You just need to do it with a mindset, and that's why this is the man of crystals. Invent, but invent with like joy, invent with enthusiasm, invent with excitement. And if something doesn't go right perfectly or doesn't go like exactly the way you planned it, don't get down on yourself. Don't bury yourself with the worry of it. Stay with what's working. Stay with what's positive. Remind yourself that you got to the top of your career before. You've done it. You have that power. You have that knowledge. You have that capability. Now you're just building something brand new that's your own baby. Yes, that's scary, but that doesn't mean that you can't do it. And if you keep your mindset positive and put like sort of the same energy or belief in yourself that you had when you reached the top of your career before in this new project, you can get there no matter what direction you take. Don't let is it this direction or that direction, don't let that fear seep in and then you don't end up taking a direction, or you fear it so much that you take the direction and then it turns out to be the wrong direction. You're like, oh fuck it. So you turn around and go in the other direction. You're going to be fine. You got to just believe that. But make sure you're having fun. That's the only thing about that card that worries me, is that I don't want you to get to a place where you put so much pressure on yourself that your own business creation becomes a burden versus an excitement. Because it should be an excitement, because it's about building your own baby, building your own business, becoming your own boss, watching your own success bloom. Those are the things that you want to focus on. Those are the things that you want to have happen. You don't want it to be anything where you've put so much pressure on yourself that it's no longer fun and it's not a joy. You want to create this in joy. That's the whole point. Will you get there? Gah? Yes, you can get there. But you have to be conscious of where you're keeping your thoughts, where you're putting your intention and your attention. Key. I mean, didn't you already get there? You got there in your other career. You got to the top of your other career. So you can get to the top. You know how to climb to the top. You've done it before. You're just now building the mountain that you're about to climb. So build the mountain. But build it in joy, build it in enthusiasm, build it with excitement, build it with hope. Don't build it with fear. Don't build it with worry. Don't build it with, like, you know, trepidation. Speaking of babies, will you be out for the baby shower, Dan? Only if Michaela names it after me. And if you guys pick me up at the airport with the dildo windshield washer card. That's the only way I'm coming. And it's not because I'll be sitting on the dildos. You can be spiritual and sexual at the same time. All right, you guys, I'm going to sign off. You guys, I'm always available for private readings. This is my business. This is what I love to do. Book me, find my links, join the group, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please tell your friends about me. Get my name out there. I'm in Facebook jail all the time, so I can't even post this shit to groups anymore. So I get too frustrated and I start to think, am I even supposed to be doing this? Why is it getting in my way? And again, that's my thinking that I need to change. So you guys have a great night. It was fun to see you all. Hopefully we'll do it again soon. And I love you all. All right. So have a good night. And remember, you know, we've all got this. Ooh. Okay, so I'm gonna go. This is Ultravox. And I don't know if any of you guys know this from like the 80s. Oh, Vienna. I love this song. Okay, alright, so I will see you guys soon. And I'll be on in the morning for the morning forecast. Alright, so have a good night. And I will talk to you later. Alright, bye.